Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Saga 960. I've got a really interesting person to introduce you to tonight, Katia Stern, who is a best-selling author. She was Mrs. Canada Classique in 2020. She is an empowerment coach and a consultant that helps women over 40 to reconnect with their own desires and become unapologetically themselves, feeling visible, valued, and admired. She's developed a 5-step system that we're going to chat about. And she's become known as the Wow Woman, the author of an international best-selling book called You Were Born Wow, and the co-author of a best-selling book, Success, with Jack Canfield, America's #1 success coach. She's, this empowerment coach, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. She's helped hundreds of women in 25 countries. She is a major in psychology. She's got a master's degree in international law. She's a certified Jack Canfield Success Principles coach. She's a certified health coach. She's a Canada's national level fitness bikini competitor. And as I mentioned, Mrs. Canada Classique 2020. So, lots of incredible.
Brian, thank you so very much. Well, thanks a lot for having me here. And I'm listening into you. I'm like,
you sound wonderful.
Is this me really? I'm having this imposter syndrome. That's
let's go through these. Let's go through these a little bit. So Mrs. Canada Classique 2020. This is for people over the age of 40, I understand?
Yes, it's a Mrs. Globe event. It's been around for about 25 years. It's a very well-known pageant. And I love it because they have curvy division for women with curves and for women over 45. And that's the part of my story because I actually started enjoying life after 40. Because when I was 38, I believe, I almost died in a fire. And when I was...
You almost died in a fire? How did you almost die in a fire?
Well, I had this house in Russia, my family home where I spent my childhood. And I went back to visit, and the fire started in a sauna, banya it's called. And I had probably 30 seconds to go up and down, wake up my brother, his dog. He didn't want to leave without the dog. And then when I was running out, I took one breath, and the second one I would not be able to take if I didn't get out. So I get emotional because ever since, we all, our mess is our message, and this event has become my message because I realized, oh my God,
life is short.
Life's short. It could have been, it right there, and I haven't lived yet. I had a very good life. I lived in Monte Carlo. I lived in Miami, in Toronto. I traveled. I had a great life, but it was all, and I was succeeding, achieving from all that extensive, the list of my accolades, you can tell. I've been always achieving. I came to Canada when I was 17 to Toronto by myself. It just happened that way. Don't ask me how.
From Russia.
From Russia, Moscow. I'm from the center of Moscow, and from a well-off family to the communist standards. My father was a jeweler, had a jewelry store, and my mother's side was a very well-off family because they were running.
So why'd you come to Canada?
I had a chance. I'll put it this way, and I took it. And we were supposed to go with my father, but he couldn't make it. And I asked him, and that's actually when I'm as a certified coach, as a Jack Canfield's success coach, the number one principle that we learn and that I teach is taking a 100% responsibility for your life. And I think back then, without knowing it consciously, I used that principle, and I asked him, can I go, by myself? And I thought he'd kill me, but he said yes. So that's all of this is how it started. So Canada has become my home. And I remember, that's a little bit of an immigrant story, very inspiring. Yorkville area in Toronto, right?
Yes.
It's like a posh area. And that was one of the first places that the friends that I knew took me to. And I came to this Yorkville, and I'm standing there looking at the stores and the buildings and everything, and I'm loving it. And oh my God, I think who are those people who live here? They're unreachable. They're billionaires. They're wow people. Oh, I love this wow concept. Like wow people. That's totally unachievable for me. And then I said to myself, why not? And a few years later, I live in Yorkville. I'm one of those wow people, and I'm a wow woman now, and I'm Mrs. Canada on top of that.
Mrs. Canada, a wow person, and an empowerment coach consultant. Pretty impressive. We're going to take a break for some messages and come back more with Katia Stern in just a minute and hear about this 5-step program that she's developed and her book. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Saga 960. We're chatting tonight with Katia Stern, who is an interesting person. She's an immigrant from Russia at the age of 17. She, I guess, went to Yorkville and thought she wanted to achieve living in Yorkville, and a couple years later, she actually achieved it. So maybe that's her definition of success. I'm not sure, but it's an interesting immigrant story, as she said. But more importantly, after she was 38, escaped the fire, she became even more convinced that she wanted to achieve things and prove to people that you could be whatever you want to be after the age of 40. She ran for and became Mrs. Canada Classique, which is for people after the age, is it after the age of 40 or after the age of 45?
45.
45.
Even now, yes.
Unbelievable. And also you became this success coach. And you're all about empowering people. And you say that you've got, this desire to help people that are over the age of 40, reconnect with their own desires and become unapologetically themselves, feeling visible, valued, and admired. So great ambition. And you've developed this 5-step program. Tell us about this 5-step program, if you could.
I will, but first I'll tell you a little bit about this woman who this program is for. It also applies to men, but I know women better because I'm one of those. I'm my best case, my best client. It's me, because I was afraid of aging. I felt like I was losing it. I felt like, oh my God, is that it? What's going to happen? Have I even lived? And this fire accident, obviously it didn't help. Actually made me think much faster that I have to do something, even though I thought I was doing a lot. After the Yorkville, I went to York University. I got a psychology degree. Psychology didn't impress me much because I wanted to help people, but it was more a bit too many theories and stuff. But I still wanted to be successful. So I went to law school. I moved to Russia. It's just things happen. Don't ask me again. It's a long conversation. My 47-year long story. 7 years. It's 47, and so I went to law school. Then I came to Miami, and I lived in Miami, and I did master's in law. So that was my way to success. And you mentioned success, but after 40, after that fire, after all of that, I realized that my success is different from what I perceived it to be before. And before, I was striving for the outside success, more money, more acknowledgement, more, like you said, impressing people. Yes. Now, my success is totally different. It's my joy. It's my inner peace. It's me and what I do and who I want to become. And right now I'm doing what I want, that I've been postponing till the right time, like people do. People and me, we always think that life is, life's forever. So that's my second book actually, and it was Jack Canfield. And my chapter in this book is called The Glory or Failure and the Sorrow of Success. Because sometimes people mix them up.
The glory of failure.
And the glory of failure and the sorrow of success. Because I know so many successful people that are miserable. And I was becoming
people that have failed that are happy?
Hmm?
And you know people that have failed that are happy?
I don't think there's a failure. When you take a look, when you look at the failure as an experience, as growth, as something you needed to learn, because a lot of times we don't know what we need. We think we know. And a lot of people, the women come to me and they have one goal, and then we start working and they realize that's not what they wanted. There's a why underneath their why, their desire. So a lot of us, and that's one of the steps of my program, is to reconnect, to hear what their real desires are, because we don't remember. By this time in our age, we don't even know, is this my desire? Do I want this? Or is it my father's, mother's dream? Is this the society, how I want to be perceived, or what my maybe husband is expecting of me, or my children?
So how do you reconnect? How do you reconnect with what you really want?
I want to tell you. I have my techniques. These are my secrets. Join, come work with me. And of course, like I say, totally, I help men as well, but women is my main passion, because I know how it is to wake up in the middle of the night, thinking, oh my God, what am I to do? What am I to do next in life? Because a lot of us go through this traditional path, right? We all know, like before 40, we all know our path. It's plus minus. It's school, then it's college, then it's some kind of career, then there's family, kids. Like everything is so clear, right?
But after 40, it's not. You're saying?
And then kids are off to school, to college. A relationship don't feed us as much as we would want it to. Like there's some passion is lost. The career is, we want something different. We want to start living for ourselves, but there's a feeling of guilt, shame, this good girl syndrome that I have to please everybody. And we're so caught up in this that we pleasing other people. And because we were brought up, I mean, we're professionals, we're educated, well brought up women. That's who I work with, already successful women. And we're feeling that guilt that what if I stop all of that? And you don't have to stop, you can do and you don't have to choose either or. And that's another one of my messages. And
you don't have to stop either or. I don't understand.
Because you're not a woman. Because women have this guilt and this, it's not really guilt. It's more like feeling indecision. Okay, if I, let's say I want to start, I want to get in the best possible shape of my life, like I did at 41. If I spend this much time at the gym, and it will take away that quality time, whatever that is, from my children or from my family. Or if I start a new business project that is fulfilling now, something to do with arts or something that's been, passionate about, and what will my family, my husband will say? Or what if, will it take time from my 9-to-5 job? Or what will my kids say? We feeling that we have to choose, and we can't be, let's say if you're a lawyer, you can't be sexy, for example. You can't wear this or that. Or if you're a doctor, you can't, have a, let's say, do, I don't know, pole dancing, for example. Like we always have to choose.
You can't be a lawyer and do pole dancing?
You can, but a lot of women, and you'd be surprised, having this shame, guilt,
over what?
overwhelmed. Yes, that is this, how are the all going to be perceived, or how, or will I have time? Everybody has different feelings, but there's a lot of overwhelm going on.
And so what is it? You're telling people to what? Accept who they
Oh
are?
my God, I'm not telling anything.
And not have the guilt?
I'm asking them to, I'm helping them to bring the awareness of where they are and what they really want, and I'm helping them how to get there. Because there's a lot, that feeling of stuckness. There's something
Stuckness. They're stuck in a rut.
You're stuck in a, yes. And maybe it's not, maybe that's even the worst thing, that it's not a bad life, It's not, I'm not talking about those people that are like really suffering. Please, I'm talking about people that the success is on paper, everything looks good.
But there's something limiting them.
There's something inside.
Something holding them back.
Yes, and they don't know.
Do you think this is different for females than it is for men?
I think so.
Why?
I think we're more emotional. Men are more logical, and we make decisions a lot based on emotions. When I work with men, it's like we come up with a plan and they just follow it. Let's say I tell you, I mean, there's extremes, of course, but if I tell you to lose weight, you tell me how. And women, I just give you directions and you follow them. And with women, it's like, why? Maybe I'm not this. We're starting to hesitate. Maybe I should go look for some more information. And my girlfriend tried this and this didn't work. And who should I trust? We have less trust. And we're just more emotionally involved in the decision-making process, which is okay. I'm not saying that women, have to become men, because we are different to begin with. We are different. I'm not saying we're equal, but there's a way of just calm down, relax, and surrender.
Okay, so you think that it's critical for people to figure out what's holding them back and make changes?
It's critical for people who feel that it's critical. It's not for everybody. Everybody is going through different stages. Some women are happy. Some women are totally fine. But a lot of them go through this. I know because I know, because I've been there.
And so this 5-step program is oriented toward helping people figure out what's holding them back, what's limiting them, and how you figure out what you really want to do, and how you get courage, determination to move on. Is that correct?
It's acceptance of point A, where you are at the moment, the truth. Like when I work with the body transformations, I ask them to take a photo on themselves. Honest photo. And a lot of women cry. And how I started doing that's how my transformation started. When I took a photo of myself naked and I cried, not because it was awful, it's just the picture, the reality did not align with my expectation, with my image of myself, or where I thought I'd be at that age. And a lot of women that hiding the truth. And I'm very straightforward. I want them to see the truth, to accept the truth. That's okay. That's point A, and then start moving. And then we have a plan. Then we work with those fears, with some limiting beliefs, with shame, guilt, resentment. And then we come up with the unleash your wow. This is a goal setting. We work with
unleash your wowness.
Unleash your wow. Yes, we set goals to unleash their inner wow, because we have them. That particular niche that I work at, the women who I work with, they have that in them. They are much more much more on fire, and they forgot about that, and they've kind of sometimes
they quench their fire, and they've got to refine it.
Unleash that inner wow in them. I'm helping them to be unapologetically themselves. we got to find that what they are at this time, what that themselves even mean, and just go for their dearest desires, the boldest.
And so you mentioned that you work on fitness. Is that one of the components of a lot of your programs, is getting people in shape and more happy with their self-image from a physical standpoint?
I totally believe that for women, transformation has to start with the body or self-image. And I'm not talking about pounds or sizes. That's not it. As long as she's liking what she's seeing in the mirror, and she can honestly say, I'm feeling comfortable in my skin. That's it. That's good. That's the result. It has nothing to do with weight, as I said. So we start with that. Obviously, nutrition, and nutrition helps you change your brain, your cells, your energy, and then you get more energy to achieve, to unleash and to become a fitness bikini competitor at 42.
Did you become a fitness bikini competitor?
Yes, I did. Because when I look at myself, I hated it. I cried. I had body image issues since childhood. I had a eating disorder, and that's another part of my story, and I'm going to discuss it. So I've been struggling myself with the body image. So I didn't like that. But at 42, again, when I realized that it can be over any day, I made a decision to change something. And I, as a high achiever, just losing a couple of pounds and losing a couple of size and starting working out like everybody does wasn't enough for me. So I decided to compete. And at first I thought, oh my God, Katia, what are you doing? And as one of my mentors, Bob Proctor, he lives in Toronto. We had dinner one time, and he told me, Katia, make a decision. And I said, Bob, I want to become like you when I grow up. He says, write a book. So I wrote a book where I actually, it starts with that transformation, and it starts with that how I was standing there on stage, naked, thinking, oh my God, Katia, you have 2 law degrees. Who are you to, is it even you? Like, what are you doing here?
Bikini competitor.
Bikini competitor, yes, in LA.
2 law degrees.
In Hollywood. I decided to do it there. And later I went for a Canadian national team. So I did that in Edmonton. So I was standing there, I was like, who am I to do this? And then I said to myself, and that's my...
What did your legal clients think?
Sorry?
What did your clients from your law practice think?
That's another story, because I first started practicing in Russia. Then I decided it was a family. The reason I went back to the States to Miami was I moved from Russia because of some family issues. I'm a single mother who escaped with my daughter. That's another story. I escaped some physical abuse from my daughter's father. So I escaped to Miami, and I went to law school there, because after this law school, but I took the bar in New York, and I didn't pass the bar. And that's a motivation for that chapter, the glory of failure.
Yeah.
Because it's the best thing I ever did, because this going for law and becoming a lawyer in the States was the thing, that was a big achievement, would be considered a great achievement. And yes, I did graduate from law school as Master in International Law, but that was my ego wanting it.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of women, they're going for that. And at 40, and like, oh.
So why did failing the bar be something that you were happy about?
Oh, I wasn't happy about it. obviously I wasn't. I was at that time, that was before the fire. At that time, I wasn't happy about that. I thought I felt miserable, but a bar you can take every 6 months. So I was going obviously for the second one, but then things started happening. I think I heard myself. I started listening to my real desires, and the world, the universe gave me different options. So I ended up working for a big company, managing some company, and I never went back to taking that bar. So that was a blessing. That was the glory of failure.
Glory of failure was that it took you away from something that you didn't really want to end up doing, and it set you down a different path that you ended up being more happy with.
Exactly. And I'm so glad
the universe does have a way of, I think, putting omens in our path, little things that tell us which way to go.
Yes, that's
up
why
to us to decide whether we hear them or listen to them.
Exactly. So when you're coming back to our conversation, when you ask me what I do, I help them to make this connection, the alignment to the real. When you start listening to yourself, the universe will give you. I mean, I don't like this woo-woo things. This is a law of attraction. Again, Bob Proctor he told me to write a book. I wrote the book. It all started happening when the law of attraction started, and here I am sitting here and talking to you as a wild woman, as the bikini competitor, as whatever I've always not wanted. I didn't know I want that because I could not consciously want that. Because it was beyond my even my dreams to become a fitness bikini competitor. Come on, I want to be a lawyer, psychologist. I'm a established woman. I'm this and that. Hello, I'm Katia.
We're chatting tonight with Katia Stern, who is a bikini fitness competitor, a Miss Canada Classique, a international lawyer, and an interesting person. We're going to take a break for some messages and come right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Saga 960. I've got a real treat for you because we've been chatting with Katia Stern, who has got a fascinating story. We're going to talk a little bit more about it. But we also want to introduce you to her daughter. And is it Sasha?
Yeah. Hey guys. And
Sasha's a fascinating person because she's just turned 17, and Katia posted a tribute to her and talked about her perseverance and resilience. And so it'll be interesting to hear what Sasha has to say, if she feels that she actually has perseverance and resilience. But it's interesting because she's got 340,000 followers on TikTok, and she's making money, and she's getting clothes, and she's getting beauty products. And it's an interesting story. And I want to learn more about, Sasha, what you think about your mom's story about leaving Russia when she was 17 and going back and then leaving again, being a single mom and raising you and going for a law degree and becoming a Miss Bikini competitor and then Mrs. Canada Classique. And then what about you and what you're doing on TikTok? So Sasha, how are you?
I'm amazing. And I'm very glad to be here, especially with my mom. Love her a lot. And I'm really happy that we can talk about her story. And yeah.
So what do you think? Are you resilient? Are you strong?
Definitely. Especially if she said it, then I definitely am.
Tell me why and how. Like, give me an example of your resilience and your perseverance.
Well, even the story that she posted on her Instagram a few days ago on my birthday, I started TikTok last year, and I had a situation that happened to me when I was growing my account and doing really, really well and just achieving everything I wanted to achieve in regards to like my TikTok career account, whatever. And at some point it just got deleted and I had to start all over. And I was thinking of like quitting, and I was like, maybe this is not for me, maybe it's meant to be, that it got deleted. And this is just like a little thing, but there's like a lot of bigger kind of like examples, and just like every day there's something that I kind of just
I think it's a great point for everybody, not just women, as we oftentimes, when something doesn't go our way, we think it's the sign, it's not our path. Sometimes it's not that, but you got to feel it. And I asked her, do you want it? Do you really want it? Yes. So it is your path. So just keep doing it. It's so it's easy.
Exactly. So I just I made a new account and I was like, you know what? I guess we're just gonna start all over, and I did. And this time it was actually even better, I guess, and like just I'm achieving even more than I was achieving back then. And it took about a year for me to even actually starting to see a result. And I was just always like, oh, it's not working. And then one day I woke up, boom, and I have so many followers for like, because one of my videos blew up, and I just kept doing it. And I'm very happy. And like, I know that this is just the beginning. And like, so far I've been like very grateful for all the brands and companies that I got to work with. But I know that on this journey, like I will get to work with even bigger brands and more brands, and it's something that I always wanted to do, and I'm doing it, and I'm very happy.
Your mother has a chapter in her book about the glory of failure. Do you think that this mishap was actually helpful for you? Did you learn something?
It definitely was. Yeah, I was very upset about it at the beginning, but you know,
She also,
I think that was meant to be.
She also said in her post that that the fact that your father doesn't support you is actually good because it made you stronger. Is that true?
It definitely did. It definitely made me stronger. And like, he still supports me with everything I do, just like not financially, I guess, but like, it's okay because I got her, and it's like, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. And there's nothing that we can really do about it. We're not going to complain and say how like, it sucks. We're just like making the best out of that situation. And I still love my father. He's still like present in my life. It's not like I have those like divorced parents that like hate each other and, you know.
Well, I didn't allow that to happen.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the worst things that a parent can do to their children is to get into a fight with an ex-spouse, because it's revenge and it's manipulation, like not to allow your kid to be seen by her father, not to allow this or that. I think that's awful for me. So we're still in good terms. It's just yes, financially is not supporting. Maybe he can't, maybe he doesn't want. I don't really.
Sasha, the other thing is that your mom says that a lot of females forget what they dreamt of when they were 17, when they're in their 30s, and that what she needed to do when she escaped from a fire and came to terms with being 40 was she had to re-find sort of what she dreamt of when she was 17. Are you worried about losing your dreams in the future?
That's actually a great question, because I'm 17. So like I'm at that point right now, and I'm not scared. I personally am not. I kind of have an idea of like what I want my life to be. But I don't know, that idea might change. So far, I don't think I'm scared. And
have you seen this trend?
Oh, manifestation.
She does manifestations.
Yeah. And I basically manifest everything that I want into my life. And I feel like that's something that's been like really helping. So I think that's why I'm not scared.
Okay. So help us, let's talk to other teenage young ladies that might be listening. How do you manifest what you want?
Okay. Well, there's actually a lot of different ways to manifest, like scripting, visualizing, all of that. I'm just going to give like the easiest example. I used to have terrible skin, just like a lot of teenagers have like really bad acne. And it's something that I really didn't like. And so
she was suffering.
Yeah, it was really bad. I was always like looking in the mirror, just always crying. And because I was crying, it was getting even worse. So it was like the cycle. And then I started seeing like online, like manifest your desires, manifest your dreams. And I was like, okay, I guess let's try this out. And so I started scripting, which is one of the ways to manifest. And you basically write down what you want, but you write it in like present tense. So you'd be like, I have clear skin. I have clear skin. So every single day before I went to bed, I would just write that down like 20 times. And then with that intention, I would just go to bed and I just kept doing that for like, I still do it. It's not like I stopped. But I definitely
use a different soap. You didn't go on a cleansing routine. You just wrote it down.
that's the thing. Like before I started manifesting, I was using so many products. Like I saw online like so many trending products.
So are you telling me I can just say, I have a 6-pack, I have a 6-pack, I have a 6-pack, and it'll come true?
That's actually, okay. So basically it's not you just, kind of like saying I have a 6-pack. You have to like have that mindset plus do like take action.
It's
so
like the law of attraction.
It is law of attraction.
A lot of people confused. They think they're going to sit there and like you, Brian. Well, you're a 6-pack. I can't. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. I can tell. Yes. So you good. A lot of people forget that there's to the law of attraction. There's actually an action, and that part, like a lot of it. Yeah. At action.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
people forget that. But first you become who you want to become. Mindset. You become happy. You become free. You become abundant. You start believing that. Even when it feels, nah, I don't believe that. Yeah. It's like kind of fake it till you make it. I actually have a chapter in my book that's called "Fake Your Enthusiasm, but Not Your Orgasm." that's one of the. By the way, you can
we have 17-year-olds on this show. Be careful what you say.
That's fine. That's totally well. I think it's better, you know, that we have a good connection, good conversation, and actually I'm very happy that the reason I'm supporting her TikTok is because she has a message. She's not just
What's your message, Sasha?
I mean, there's a lot, but I think the main one is to be confident with yourself, because I feel like now with like social media and all of these like kind of like unrealistic standards, a lot of like girls my age, they became really not confident with themselves, and they just always feel like they're not enough. And on my TikTok, I try to show as much of like, like I don't always like am glammed up, but like I would post videos of like me just like waking up, like I look like a normal person, and like I don't know, I'm just trying to kind of
be cool,
like actually like show people what reality is and what people actually look like, instead of like looking at like Kardashians or something.
Sasha,
like,
your mother said that she in her mid-30s wasn't happy with who she was. And then she went through this sort of transformation, and she turned into a different person in her mid-40s. Have you seen it? And do you agree? Do you think
definitely.
It happened?
Definitely. No, she's definitely a different person. Just like personality wise, lifestyle wise, just different person. Like still, she's still my mom. Like but
still scream.
She still screams at me sometimes, but she's definitely different, and I like a good type of different. I think she became way more happier, and we have a better relationship now. I tell her everything about my life instead of like keeping secrets, because I'm not scared of her anymore. We can actually have proper conversations like
I let go with a lot of judgments of myself, first of all, because I stopped judging myself when I started taking actions. I stopped judging other people, and obviously as a coach, I don't judge anybody, and I stopped judging her and just accepting her, and became a coach to her rather than
more like a friend.
Mother, yes, a friend that actually a little bit more experienced.
If Katia, people want to check you out on TikTok, how do they do that?
Sasha?
Well, we actually just started an account for her. It's
me, I'm not on TikTok.
For mine or for her?
For Sasha.
For me, it's YYZ Sasha. YYZ like the Pearson Airport, like the airport, and Sasha as in Sasha.
Okay, and are you on Instagram Reels or something as well?
I'm for Instagram. It's the same thing. YYZ. So actually, for TikTok, it's YYZ.Sasha, and for Instagram, it's just YYZ Sasha. But I'm sure you'll find it if you just search.
I'm gonna have to check out YYZ Sasha. And Katia, if people want to buy your book, how do they do that?
Amazon. You Were Born Wow.
You Were Born Wow.
You won't miss it.
So we're chatting with Sasha and Katia Stern tonight. We're going to take a break and come back with some concluding comments in just a minute. Stay with us. So Katia, what a fascinating story. It's a pleasure meeting your daughter as well. How do you get started? Let's say, people are in their 40s, females listening, and they want to get started with this transformation. How do they do that?
Surrender to your desires, surrender to the universe, and write out your desires, what you really want. What happened to me was when I decided to compete, I wrote it down as one of my goals and I erased it. I couldn't look at it. I was like, oh my God, no, that couldn't be possible. I felt ashamed of what I wanted. And then I kept it there. I just left it there and I thought, okay, nobody's going to see it. Might as well. And then I got used to it. So get used to your desires, to your real deep needs and wants. Then make a plan, find a coach, find support, sometimes people think they have support from their families. That's not necessarily true because our families act out of protection. They want us to be safe. They don't want us to take that risk. They want us to just be in that safe space. So they may not be as supportive as we would like them to be. And then just do it. Keep doing it. One day it's going to be hard. Another day it's going to be easier. One day you don't want to get up. Next day you'll jump out of bed. But keep that desire.
I love this post. You don't need a special day to remind yourself how beautiful, amazing, how wow you are. You don't need to ask anyone's permission to look or behave a certain way. You definitely don't want to wait for someone's approval to start doing what you want, where you want, with whom you want. It's so simple, just so forgotten that the best version of yourself is you, the unapologetically authentic you. That's beautiful.
And it's a friendly reminder to both of us. Yeah.
So Sasha, you've got this incredible profile on Instagram and as well on TikTok. How do you do these promos with brands?
Well, there's a few different ways of how you can get a promotion with brands. Like a lot of the times they would reach out to me or I would reach out to them. And yeah, there's different types of collaborations. Sometimes they would just want want to send me clothes, but without like an actual budget for that campaign.
Can I just say something? My mistake when I was growing up, I thought that I would be discovered, that people would reach out to me and offer me things, and even modeling when I was younger. I thought I would be discovered. What she does is she has this media kit and she sends this out, the proposal, all her fees, and I love that how much of an action taker she is. She's not waiting for those brands to find her. And that's, I think.
So you've got a media kit you send aggressively to people to solicit their involvement.
Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes I would just, at night or whatever, I would just have this special, a couple hours when I'm just reaching out to brands. I send them my media kit and then I would send them kind of this, wherever it shows all my statistics, analytics, how many male followers I have, female followers, how many likes and views I get a month, and then they would choose to either work with me or not work with me, and then after that we figure out kind of a deal. Or maybe sometimes, a lot of the times these brands would say no. They'd be like, sorry, we're not looking for any ambassadors right now, but that's okay. Because then I would just email my next brand and next brand.
And that's another great result of her transformation, or of my message to her is the principle of ask. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't consider that a failure. Sometimes she says, no, I think it's a great asset for life.
Mm-hmm. Sasha, I have a very important last question to ask you.
Okay.
Do blondes have more fun?
I actually think I'm having more fun when I have darker hair. So I don't even know.
I'd say yes, but that's me.
Well, the two of you are wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. I think that your book, Katia, sounds like it could really of help to a lot of people. And why don't you show us the cover again, if you could? And we can get that on Amazon. And remind us what the title is.
You Were Born Wow. And
You Were
that's
Born
my-
Wow by Katia Stern. You can get that on Amazon. And Sasha, if people want to follow you on TikTok or on Instagram, what's the tag again?
On Instagram, it's at YYZ and on TikTok, it's YYZ.Sasha.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. You're inspiring.
So very much. Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
Thank you so very much. And I inspire you.